Memories Museum in groups, and YouTube at Fort Worth Memories. How is everybody today? I'm going to tell you something now. It's plenty cold out here. I started a little later, but when I left, it was 21 degrees in my truck. And when I got here, it's 23 degrees. So it warmed up 2 degrees. But it's going to get to like 39, I think, or 38. So it'll get above freezing. But then as soon as the sun starts going down, I'm sure it's going to freeze or get below freezing. So January 6th, I'm going to put it's cold. Okay, so I'm going to share it to the internet. It's on YouTube already. I'm going to share it to Memories and Live Videos. Okay, here we go. If I can get back to where I was. That's not the right one. Bear with me, having technical difficulties here. I posted the shelters in Fort Worth on several of our groups. So if you know somebody or if you need to get somebody to a shelter, there's several of them that are open. I'm going to call Maddie's office this morning and talk to Bethany or Maddie one and see if there's anything they want us to put out there. So you got the Presbyterian Night Shelter, Center for Transforming Lives. The Presbyterian is at 2400 Cypress. The Center of Transforming Lives is at 512 West 4th. You got the Union Gospel Mission, that's on Lancaster, 1321. The True Worth Place is on Presidio, that's around the corner from Presbyterian. Tarrant County Homeless Coalition is on Beach. DRC, which used to be Day Resource Center, is on Lancaster over there by Salvation Army. They've got a Maybe Center, also Salvation Army over there. So, and don't forget, bring your pets in. Hell, if they were out yesterday, they're probably not alive. Okay, so Monty's in, Greg and Don are in, Marilyn, Bill. It's cold. I mean, real cold. And the heater in here isn't worth a flip. It heats that other room real good. See, we cut a hole in between the two rooms, put stairs in. So, what do we got? Cowboys lost. Jerry will play the waiting game to keep people talking about him. He won't announce that coach deal for months. Might not ever announce it. Might just keep the coach. Who cares? They're no good anyway. Bringing in a good coach ain't going to help the team any because you ain't got good players. I don't think. I don't have a clue where we're eating this week. I don't know anything that's going on anywhere that's exciting news. Tarrant County, on the 1st, they swore in, Judge O'Hara and them swore in the newly elected officials. So I guess we'll give them, good morning. Dalton's in. Your power was out? Wow, you live on the west side. Good morning. Yeah, we're going to give them a few days to get started, and then we'll start. The only thing I've said so far is on Craig Goldman's deal. Told him that we were interested in him being transparent and not, a lot of these elected officials, you get them elected and then you don't hear from them anymore. That ain't going to work. We're smarter than that now. James is in. Brittany, good morning. Well, Bill, if anybody else has got the power out, y'all need to let us know. But I tell you, if you don't have My Encore, you need to get it. It doesn't matter who your service provider is, TXU, whoever. It's all, when the service goes out, it goes through My Encore. And there's an app, and it's very helpful. Once you put your information, your name and your street, then when you have to, if there's a power outage, you go to that My Encore, and they're going to tell you exactly what's going on. They're going to tell you when it's estimated to be fixed, the whole deal. Don't get on the phone and say, well, I held on the phone for 3 hours, because there it is, Encore. My Encore, where's that's what it looks like. And so it says report, outage map, new construction, smart meters, smart energy. Okay, so Encore map. And so weather advisory, active outages. There's 115 active outages. Affected customers, 4,095. In this group, the number of customers served is 4,059,137. It tells you everything. I keep going to. Yeah, you can't see that stupid phone. Anyway, My Encore takes you 3 minutes. So then, if your phones go out or whatever, as long as you can get to My Encore, it has your address and it'll tell you, well, okay, the power's out. It's supposed to be fixed in 30 hours or 3 hours. I mean, that's the most effective app I've ever had. And of course, you don't need it very much. We don't have that much inclement weather where it's terrible. Oh, is today the day they certify the deal? Somebody just sent me a Harris forced to preside over the certification of her own defeat as Trump claims historic 2024 win. So that guy down in New Orleans, he originally was going to kill his wife and kid, I think, or whatever that deal is. Just a pure nut job. Biden swears that reporters in testy exchange after signing Social Security law. He's trying to get his last bit of fame. Deadly winter storm grips 60 million Americans. You ain't kidding. Blue state Americans beg governors to send more police to combat crime in their cities. Well, y'all were the ones that wanted all of this woke stuff, so, I mean, Now, when we got a different sheriff in town, you want to. But that's good. Send them in there. I'm anxious to see once Trump gets in there about these college campus riots. See how many of those deals happen. Because you remember when they were happening, and he hadn't even really started running. Well, yeah, he had. But it wasn't close. It was last year. He said, if I get in there, or when I get in there, whatever he said, all those colleges depend on federal money. And guess what? You're allowing these riots. No more Fed money. North Korea carries out first missile launch since Trump's election. That little midget over there, he's fixing to get annihilated, probably. So have they ever figured out what these dang drones are? They're ours. They've now come out and said they're ours. It's real nice the government didn't bother to tell us that. They just worried everybody to death. I thought the government was supposed to be for us. Well, the news is full of politics, and more politics. Fleetwood Mac backup singer lost more than $1 million in romance scam. They got a lot of scams going on, so they're trying to take our little money that we have left after the government takes it. It's not even worth watching any of those things. Okay, so I will be here. I don't know if I'll be here till 2. There won't be any detailing this week, or probably, I know Monday or Tuesday of next week, it's still going to be right around freezing. So I'll be here at least every day till 1. The weather thing about the snow and ice, let's see when that's supposed to hit. That's Thursday, isn't it? 22 degrees, feels like 7. But it's going to get to 40. Wow, whopping 40. Thursday, 90% chance of rain. Friday, 60% chance of snow. Next Tuesday, 50% chance of rain. And, 29 degrees in the morning. And Wednesday, 80% chance of rain. Winter is here. I see Dak left the press box after the first half and stayed down on the field trying to be a cheerleader. I wonder if he feels bad about taking $60 million this year. Here, Bud is shared. I'll share Bud's deal. Bud made us a nice little map. Currently 1 to 4 inches of snow predicted, but not ice. But that's not for today, Bud. That's Thursday. Fort Worth report. Fort Worth ISD announces new pre-K partnership. Well, that's lovely. Fort Worth ISD debating if literacy should be the number one priority for the new superintendent. Well, what do y'all think? There's Evel Knievel. Okay, so hold on here. I'm trying to get a message from Well, their phone went dead, I guess. Okay, anybody got anything they want to talk about, or everybody okay? If something comes up and you need help, with a group the size of ours, we're bound to have somebody that can take care of it. Brittany is going to get a hold of the Jeep Club in Fort Worth for possible help on Thursday or on Friday, whatever day the snow's coming. Cowboys disappointment. Jerry, I don't believe a word you say. So we'll try to help whatever the situation is. Bring those pets inside. Okay, let's do a roll call for our sponsors. I don't have a clue where we're eating yet. There's Rex's, there's Casey. First one out of the hat is Alpha Design and Build. They do residential, commercial, they do it all. Lance Sanders, 817-229-1546. Is that showing up on the Facebook, people? I don't know, I need to go here to get that. How did Peppo have a good day? Oh my God. Yeah, the game was good last night, Janie. It was really exciting. I liked it. Even though they lost, they played it. It was an exciting game, I like that new quarterback. I like both of them. Why didn't he get rid of Dak? And he needs to package Dak and McCarthy both up and send them to wherever. Okay, so we got Alpha. They're in. Casey Crawl is our Medicare, Medicaid insurance people. There's their card. Techstar Pools, if you need a pool built or remodeled or the area around it, they take care of you. Jerry Schwartz, he's been on board as being a sponsor and a very large contributor to the bike giveaway every year. There's Rex's Bar and Grill, and it's set to open within a few days now, really a few days, around the 15th or 16th. I just talked to Rex the other day. That is in the old Macaroni Grill building that's on the same parking lot with Rex's other business, which is Old South Pancake House. Raines Plumbing. So for people that didn't put the faucet covers on their deal, or you got plumbing problems, call Raines Plumbing. It's 817-361-3092. That's a family-owned outfit, and they do a good job. A lot of our members have used them. There's Charlie Guerin. Charlie's on my board of Larry's Kids. He's been a long-time sponsor, great barbecue place, state representative, does a lot of good stuff for Fort Worth. And like I say, he's on the board. I brought in the most money, he brought in the second most. He had two or three organizations give us $5,000 each. Passport Getaways, if you want to take a trip or go on a cruise or any of that stuff, let them do the legwork for you. The Optimist Club, I'm going to get him in here this week or next week and let him tell us all the good stuff that the Optimist Club does for the kids. There's Rex Benson's other business, Old South Pancake House. The one on University is open 24/7. The one in Burleson, they close at 9 or 10 o'clock at night. But they've owned Old South since 1962. Back in the day, Dave Benson, huge bookmaker. I did all the collecting for him. K Ranch Roofing is one of our roof sponsors, and they've been doing roofs for a long time. Jorge is a great guy. Bree is the lady that you call, and she sets up the appointments. Jenny Stewart, everybody's insurance is going up. Call State Farm, call Jenny Stewart, and get her to give you a quote. These insurance companies are the ones with all the money. Brandon Cross Electric. So if you have electrical issues, let Brandon know. Fort Worth Lumber, they've been with me forever. Good people. Express Dent, that's Dick Regester. He started probably 25 or 30 years ago. We both started about the same time, but I've been doing it over 40 years. So if you got hail dings, door dings, any of that, and Dick lives in Florida now, but Eric is the operating partner. There's Dickie Carr, Sand and Gravel. That's Pat and Richard Carr. Richard and I go way, 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 way back. There's Richard's nephew, Dickie Carr. He owns Grateful for Your Trees. Now, when I interviewed that youngster or young man, he's energetic. He does all that stuff that's listed there. Greetings from the duck blind. Okay, Raleigh, y'all are out there hunting. How cold is it where you're at? Jesus Christ. You're sitting in a blind at 22 degrees? Steve Coburn's Catering. I've been friends with the Coburns since I was 19 or 20. Otha Coburn, Gary Coburn, Burt Ladner Real Estate. Wes Williams is associated with that outfit. Eric Walsh is another one of our sponsors. It's a real estate. There's Dub Peacock's AC Bird, AC A1, A Bird AC and Heating. I can't get my mouth and brain coordinated. It's 21 degrees in Azle. Well, when I left Azle, yeah, that's what it was. It was 21. When I got here, it was 23. Okay, that's our lineup for our sponsors. We need a bunch of more sponsors. I can't get a florist. I don't know what the deal is. I guess all these florists have got too much money. They don't need any new business. We need to keep a lot of people, basically everybody on the planet, on our prayers, especially all of our members that have got pressing medical issues. There I am. Larry, when is the bike giveaway this year? December 13th. Farrington Field. It'll open around 6:30. We opened actually at 6:40 last December, just a few weeks ago. What was I talking about? What? Toys. That we're going to take a vote on it. Some of my, I got a board now, so I got to answer to these people that are on my board whether we're going to do toys or not. I'm for toys. I've had some board members say, well, I'm not necessarily for toys, but football, basketball, soccer ball. Well, what's the difference? But we're going to add some new board members, and I think the new board members that we're going to add, I know one of them will be interested in toys, so we've got several different issues to take up. I've already suggested to some of the board members, the 2019, 2020, and 2021 years we had backpack giveaways, in August or 4 or 5 weeks before school. And the one reason that we did that, yeah, Ginger, good morning. I just saw you yesterday. One reason that I like that drive so well is Staples, or what? Isn't that the one in front of me? Staples gave me like 40% off. We did it in a bulk deal. So, but I think we've got $19,000 left. We raised a lot of money. We actually were able to pay the police this year, which years past I've always asked for a favor. But we paid the police this year. I think we went overboard on these balloons. If I remember talking to the comptroller, these 6 balloon deals were $1,100. I'm out on that. In fact, I don't even think we need to have balloons. They're still alive and well. I'm sitting here looking at 2 of them. They were so expensive, I want to get every last inch of air out of them. But we're going to have t-shirts and sweatshirts this year. We ought to have those here pretty quick. I'm going to be passing those out to volunteers and people that have helped. We probably could have used a few more volunteers, but we were nowhere near 100. But we've got some volunteers that have been with us on this since, some of them 5 or 6 years. And they do, those front guys, Bill Palmer, Jeff Petrie, Don Istook. There's several of those guys that handle the traffic as they start, and that's the most important ones. It's easy to get a boy's bike, teenager, get a 24-inch boy's bike, put in a vehicle. But all the volunteers do a great job, every one of them. Every single one of them. And we have a good time doing it. Oh, I know you want a sweatshirt. You're going to get a sweatshirt and a t-shirt. They're going to be black with white letters. So anyway, there's some other things. I think this thing can really grow into something huge. Some of the board members are not for that. But I think really anybody that can, we have the vehicle to raise a lot of money. Every quarter goes back. You'll be able to see, this is our first year filing, you'll be able to see every penny that came in, except for the balloon deal and the cop. Everything else we paid for out of our pocket. Every quarter that came in was used to buy bikes or toys or helmets. Emmett is in, Missy's in. So I think this thing can really grow to be something huge. Maybe scholarships for kids going to TCJ, or it's Tarrant County Community College now. But there's all kinds of stuff that we can do. But like I say, I don't have the final say so. But I know a lot of these board members that's all they're interested to is helping out the kids. There ain't nobody on this board that's in it to make a quarter, because it's not going to happen. Even the banks, when we started figuring out what bank to use, I told everybody. I said, whichever bank gives us the most money, that's the one that's going to get it. Bank of America wanted it. Pinnacle outbid them all. So if you're going to get in Larry's kids deal, it's all free. Your labor is free. So anyway, everything went good. We had a great giveaway. A lot of kids are happy. And I'll tell you, the most impressive thing for me is we gave 1,120 exactly. I had 3 people with those counters. So we've now given away 19,550 bikes, and we're going to average it at $50 a bike, which for now it's too low. We were paying $80, but in 1980 something, 50 was probably a little too high. So we're going to average them at $50. We've given away $977,500. 500, yeah. With this year's the 2025 drive, I will have given away $1 million worth of bikes. 39 years. We've done 38 years now. So anyway, we need to stay safe. Brittany, did you get a hold of the Jeep Club of Fort Worth? The Jeep Club always helps us out with people if it's ice or snow, and it's probably not going to be any, but Thursday or Friday's kind of iffy. Ed Snyder's in. If you don't have to get out, don't get out. It's horrible out here. One of the best Cowboy games, no stars, but team played to win. Yeah. No, Janie, I loved it. It was a good game. I mean, Dallas has a lot of issues, but heck, so do all them other teams. I was told, and I didn't know this, and I'm not even sure it's the truth. Somebody, you sports guys, I had a guy in here the other day, and he said, well, the 90s, when we won 3 Super Bowls, 92, 93, and 95, there was no salary cap. So that's just Jerry flaunting his money. Somebody tell me if that's true or not. Aaron, I saw that stonework you did, stonework on, what was that on? It was something. Aaron James is in the stone and all that fancy rock work. So this week, if anybody's don't have it, you got some time, you want to shoot the breeze, come by. I'll be here at least till 1 every day. How many toys did Peppo get? He got 8 bells, which I might not live long enough to get some of those in his cage, his house. We don't call it a cage. So he doesn't like anything new. So when about 4 weeks ago, the bell I got him, I would sit it beside his cage while he eats and stuff. He could see it. He screams and screams. Finally, I got it to where I could put it inside for even one time for about 30 minutes. Then he started screaming. You take it out. So that one will probably be able to go in at the end of January. He's a mess. Larry, good morning. Good morning to all of y'all. It's cold outside. Like I say, if you don't have to get out, don't. There wasn't very much traffic on the road. And I started an hour later than I normally do. Lee is in. Be sure and get those pets in. And if you see a dog chained up to a tree or a pole, call animal control or call me. Okay, so again, I posted the night shelters, or the shelters, not night shelters, on Memories. So y'all can, if you want to do something to help, go take $100 and go to Walmart or somewhere and buy some gloves and toboggans and take them to one of the shelters. But there's several shelters out here. City shelters. Got the Presbyterian Night Shelter. That's on Cypress. That's the one where we always carry our stuff. In 2020 and 2021, we had a couple of drives, especially 2021 when it was the Ice-a-thon. We gathered up, I think, $1,500, $2,000 and went, and me and Kyle and I don't know if Jeff Petrie was in on that deal. 2 or 3 truckloads of blankets, toboggans, gloves, anything to keep people warm. Center for Transforming Lives, and that is on, I don't know where it is. Oh, it's on West 4th. All of these shelters are basically in the same area. And the reason they do that is out of sight, out of mind. And they might tell you that's not the reason, but that's the reason. How quick do you think we could get something handled if you took that Presbyterian night shelter and put it at 6333 Camp Bowie Boulevard? It wouldn't be there long, would it? Union Gospel Mission is on East Lancaster. A bunch of them are on Lancaster. Salvation Army is on Lancaster. We help that one a lot too. I posted it on the big group. But if you'd just like to go do something, go spend $100, $200 and take it over there. They get it in the right hands, believe me. I have no idea what platform is that. Oh, that's the South Texas group. Scott handles all that. If you need a website built or trying to figure out how all of this stuff works, we're on about 12 sites, 12 platforms. And so every time I do the lives down here, because the computer's here, is I do the YouTube live. Everything runs through the YouTube channel. And then it's shared out to the other platforms. So you go on YouTube, YouTube at Fort Worth Memories, and you like it and subscribe. That doesn't mean you're paying anything or anything. And then there's going to be a little bell that's a little icon, and you click on it, and it'll have 4 things, a drop-down deal, and it says all notifications. Do the get all notifications, then every time I'm on live down here, you'll get a notification of it. No, I'm not talking about that. Okay, so please use our sponsors. At least give them the opportunity to give you a bid or whatever, you know. Like I was saying with Jenny Stewart, if you look at your insurance bill on your cars, it'll make you sick how much money they charge. And all of them went up one time about 15 months ago, $99 a vehicle. And then they went up again another $49 at Farmers, because I've got a lot of vehicles at different locations. And I mean, that's $150 extra. And when you're talking about 40 vehicles, that's a lot of money. Okay, so anyway, I'll be here till 1. It's 7:50. That new group is called Pet Talk. And the gentleman that runs the 2 shelters, the animal shelters, he's going to come on the show. He wants to come on the show. And so everybody's always against the animal shelters. But Stacy is very knowledgeable about it. She said, you know, it's like those 2 shelters. Just imagine one hotel with 400 rooms. Well, when those rooms are full, they can't just turn those animals loose. They got to put them out for adoption or euthanize them. So what I'm going to try to do is just get Chris, he's the person in charge, get him to come on board and educate us. You know, a lot of things, it's just that we are not aware of what's really happening. And I think a lot of our politicians like it that way. In fact, I know they do. When I started talking about the family court problems and went down there several different days, that brought a lot of awareness to the issues down there. And I don't know if it did any good, but it sure brought a lot of attention. So public awareness is what we do here. Anyway, I'm going to sign off. The backdrop, yeah. The backdrop is Larry's Kids. Hold on. Well, there's the start of it. That's the wrong camera. Anyway, there is a backdrop. You can come by and take a picture in front of it. There's another part of it. That blue and white thing with the signage under it, that's the Trainmaster Control that ran the M&O subway and the Tandy subway. Then that piano was Papa T. Fred Calhoun's piano, and he was the first piano player for a string band. He played with Bob Wills and Milton Brown. That's a one-of-a-kind deal. Okay, boys and girls, I think I'm going to go get a cup of hot chocolate or something because it is freezing in here. So I will talk to y'all probably a lot today. Let me sign off.